Hello everyone, welcome back to SPR Pythons. I hope you're doing well. Today's video, I just wanted to bring to you sort of showing an update of what is sort of remaining from the 2021 season. So as we move into 2022, obviously we're going to start looking at what we're hatching out this year. So I thought perfect opportunity to go through and review sort of the surplus animals from last year, just to see what's left available, because I've had a few people ask me. So makes sense to do a quick video on it. So the first two animals are, you're going to notice obviously throughout this video, it's majoritively male. Obviously females always seem to sell quicker, so there is a lot of males. However, you'll see there's a lot of visual pieds, so there's a few bits in it that might be of interest. And in general, you'll get to see some, hopefully, nice quality animals. And at the end of the day, who doesn't like showing a few pieds on video? So we've got two black pastel pied males here that were hatched out in the final clutch of the year. I really do like black pastel and pied still. If I just move this one to a side real quick so we get this boy in focus here. These sorts of copper saddles with the black outlines that you get in black pastel, still one of my favourite genes in pied, but you will see I am not even slowly, I am moving away from black pastel and pied, just because I've got so much other projects that I want to get involved in. I'm majoritively going down the bright route, but also the sort of double recessive and potentially triple recessive in the future, who knows. So single gene projects like this aren't really going to be the priority for me at the minute with space, because space is something that I've really got to start thinking about now. But yeah, beautiful gene, and ultimately it's a long-term, been in the game a long time when it comes to pied. And what I would say about this is I've made a healthy panda, excluding a face deformity. With this line of black pastel, I did make a healthy panda, and you might be thinking, how can you call it a healthy panda if it's got a face deformity? It wasn't shark jaw or any kinks or any body issues. It was a ball on the nose, which I'm not exactly sure what caused it. I know that after I made one, Brian Barczyk made two himself, literally the week after. I remember it vividly. But, I don't know if that was a genetic problem with this line of black pastel. I don't think so, because I've made obviously healthy black pastel pied since. I've not tried for the panda again, so I can't really comment on whether it was a one-off occurrence. But a lovely line of black pastel. This boy here has slightly more rich browns, as you can see, sort of that more stereotypical copper colour. He's not going to sit still now, but yes, two black pastel pieds. They're both males, and as I say, they're both available. So moving on, and speaking of pied, we've got a couple more pied males here that are available. On the right, we've got a single gene pied, and on the left, we've got a pastel pied. So if we look at the single gene pieds to start with, this is, for me, the perfect ratio of white to pattern. You've got that absolutely kind of beautiful pattern that is unique to pied, and the reason that got me into pied. It looks nothing like a normal ball python. And then obviously that beautiful white that comes in when you just get a normal pied. Absolutely love it. And as I say, this to me is the perfect amount of white right here. And then if you add the one gene on top, you then get a pastel pied, which is the animal on the left here. So obviously it creates that wacky pattern, as you know. Again, this has got the same sort of white ratio, beautiful white ratio. And as I say, both male, both available. I won't dwindle on it too long. I don't want this video to go on for too long. It's just an opportunity to show you what's available. Now, everything here is feeding on defrost rats. The females that the one female that I show you that is available is on mice at the minute. I'm sure she'll take rats, but there's a long story behind the female, which I'll explain in a minute as to why she's still on mice. So effectively, they're all on defrost rats. I would say the four boys that I've shown you so far are about 350, 400 grams. So, these boys, give them a few small weaners and then a few large weaners, and they'll be ready to go this upcoming season. So beautiful animals that are going to be available and ready to go this season if you're looking to get into the pied project. So this is the female that I've just mentioned. Now you'll see this girl is in shed. That's unfortunate. But ultimately, I couldn't match a day where all of these animals weren't in shed. That's the way it goes when you're trying to film multiple animals in one day. Now this is the other end of the spectrum. This is a high white animal. I don't know if she's in focus actually. So this is a high white animal, and this is a cinnamon or a black pastel pied. So the pairing for this was the black pewter pied to a cinnamon het pied. So effectively, this girl could obviously be cinnamon or black pastel. I would lean towards cinnamon for the reason that you've just seen, in that the two black pastel pied males I've made are they've got pattern. So therefore, that leads me to believe that they're going to be the black pastels. Obviously, they're black pastels. But also the other black pastel pieds I have made from this black pewter pied sire, such as the black pewter or cinnamon pastel pied, pewter pied even. The sibling to this girl actually Let me go and grab him for you, 1 second. So this boy here, so just to give you a visual representation, so this is brother and sister. So the boy on the right, I believe to be a black pastel. The girl on the left, I believe to be cinnamon. They technically are the same. They're both black pastel or cinnamon pastel pieds. But what makes me say the girl on the left is probably going to prove out to be a cinnamon pied. She hasn't got the stereotypical black pastel saddles. And also, again, this is your stereotypical black pastel saddles. So I'm a firm believer that this girl is going to prove out to be a cinnamon pied. So if you want to get your hands on a cinnamon pied, there's a girl there for you. And this girl is smaller. Ow, just been bitten by her brother. The reason this girl is smaller is she took a long time to get feeding. In fact, she took sort of 4 months of assist feeding and then randomly took a mouse on her own. And ever since then, I've just let her have mice. She's starting to develop some nice weight now. I reckon she's about 250 grams. So she is way behind sort of her siblings. You know, if we look at one of her female siblings that isn't available, she's now about 600-700 grams. So she is a long way behind, but it happens. And just for reference, the boy that I've shown you there isn't available as well. I was very close to keeping this boy to replace the father just because I prefer sort of let me show him. I might as well show him while I just talk about it. So I was very close to replacing the father with this boy because I really like the sort of variation in browns and greys in this boy. But I did end up deciding to let this boy go just because the father has been a stud for me. And ultimately, I've not got too many plans with black pastel, as I say. So ultimately, it'd just be a backup pied anyway. So it doesn't need to necessarily, I don't know how to describe it. I don't need to lose a year on a surplus male effectively. Because it's not the standout project for me. So, but what we'll do now is we'll move away from pieds. I've got a couple of het pieds that are available that I'll just quickly show to you guys. So the first het pied that we've got is a posset clown as well, I should say, sorry. And what this is an Enchi pinstripe calico het pied 50% het clown, made from a orange dream pied het clown to a Enchi pinstripe yellow belly calico het pied. So this is a really strong male, to be fair. You know, Enchi's a crucial gene. I love pinstriping pied personally, and you all know what I think about calico as well. I think it's an underrated project and a real opportunity for people to jump in on a project like myself to ultimately try and bring one of those sort of not forgotten genes, but, you know, not necessarily forefront genes in pied back to the front of the forefront. So ultimately, I think this is a really strong opportunity and a relatively cheap opportunity. I've not spoke about the money, to be honest. Maybe I should have done, but if you want to know the prices of these animals, they're obviously all on Morph Market. But this boy, just in context for sort of if you think that he's going to, you know, set you back, I've got him up, I think, for 350. That might be right. That might be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. But you've got 3 codoms in there. That's possibly a double het for clown pied as well. I mean, if he proves out, it's an absolute steal, I think. And, you know, you'll be in the same project that I am in terms of the Calico Clown Pied project instantly. So a really good male, I would say. You know, you can definitely see that Enchi pinstripe influence with the broken up sort of patterns. And then obviously that calico influence, which I love, again, on this side as well. A beautiful male. I don't think he's yellow belly. He could be yellow belly, but I don't personally think he's yellow belly, just from comparing him to siblings when he hatched and when, you know, up to recently when the rest of his siblings left the facility. So, but as I say, really nice male that's going to be available. And what I'll do now is I'll show you the final animal that is currently available, which is an adult. I might show you some animals that might be coming available as well. I haven't decided 100% yet, but let's definitely show you the male that is available. So the final animal that is available as of recording is this Super Enchi Fire 100% het pied male. Now, I haven't had an opportunity to prove him out myself. For whatever reason, I didn't get a clutch of eggs out of him. He's only been to one female 2 years in a row, so it might have been that they weren't necessarily very interested in each other, or she didn't want to potentially use his sperm, but a really strong male. You know, Super Enchi, you're going to get Enchi everything. If you pair this boy to a pied, the minimum you're going to get is Enchi het pieds. So if you put it to another Enchi, you know, everything's going to potentially be 50%, sorry, be Super Enchi. I mean, I don't need to tell you what the power of a super is, but specifically to be a Super Enchi in the pied, I think is so crucial. And if I could keep this boy, I would, for that simple super itself. But ultimately, space is determined that I can't. You know, I've got the ODYB Enchi Pin Calico Post Double Het Clown Pied that is ultimately going to replace this boy, so I can't keep him, unfortunately. But you can see he is absolutely stellar. I mean, just beautiful. Not only have you got that, as I say, that Enchi in there in a super form, but the fire, I think for myself, it really does wonders to this animal right here. And I'm absolutely gutted, to be fair, that he didn't actually give me a clutch of eggs, because I would have liked to have seen you know, a super entry fire visual pied, so a visual of this, but ultimately it wasn't meant to be. So yeah, a really nice, powerful male that is completely and utterly available and ready to go this upcoming season. That is ultimately doesn't want to sit still. Ultimately, is going to make you some stellar animals, I'm sure. And I know people don't necessarily like to talk about finance, but this boy, if you're looking at an investment animal for £700, if you hatch out just 2 entry pieds, effectively you've made that back. So it's a real strong investment animal, as well as obviously a project animal. So there we have it, guys. And I couldn't finish the video without showing at least one holdback. But the reason I've shown this specific boy is because I've just actually this morning been looking at females, and the pastel double het clown pied is starting to get some swells and has gone off of food, and I've repeated the pairing. So hopefully we'll have, if I'm extremely lucky, some more sort of orange dream clown pied sort of bits, whether that's visual pieds that are posset clown, or if I'm lucky enough to hit some clown pieds, who sees. But yeah, the reason I've shown him is because I might have some clown pieds or a clown het pied or pied het clown or something like that this year available, because I haven't been asked for that a lot. So yeah, just to let you guys know, but of course he doesn't want to sit still. But yeah, that's about it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Just a little catch up on what's available here as we go into the next season. Keep your eye out for a couple of videos that I've got coming up. I'll just hold you, shall I, boy? Keep your eye out for a couple of videos I've got coming up. I've got my first clutch due to hatch in May, so that'll be coming up, and then obviously we'll be going back into the season. But yeah, that is what is available, as I say. There may be some more animals that come up, and, you know, ultimately the end of this season, I will be having to move on females, adult. So that'll be something that comes up as well. If anyone's interested in an adult black pastel het pied female, let me know. I might be able to be tempted to let her go right now for this upcoming season. So if anyone wants that, let me know. And, you know, I'm sure we could work something out, because ultimately I need to do a video upgrading, talking about the upgrades I've made on holdbacks recently, because yeah, the space has run out in the old little bedroom. So, but anyway, this boy's not going to sit still, and I'm conscious about you guys just sitting there looking at a white background. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Get in touch if you're interested, but otherwise everything is on Morph Market, and have a great season, and I shall see you soon.